Welcome back to the Morristown Market Report. I'm Amy Schrader with Remax Real Estate 10, and I am on location today at Shafer Insurance Company with Mr. Andy
Andy
Shafer
Shafer.
himself.
Thank you.
And joining us is,
Shane Hodge.
all right, good deal. So tell us a little bit about Shafer Insurance. Y'all are pretty new to Morristown, right?
We are pretty new to Morristown. We've been here through Shane for a little over 2 years.
Okay.
We've been in this location for about 60 days. We had a grand opening and the chamber was so very good to work with, and had about a little over 100 people come, and it was a great time. So we appreciate everybody coming. But we're a full service, independent, privately owned, locally owned insurance agency. In a nutshell, that's what we are.
Okay.
There's a lot behind that, but that's what we do.
All right. So where is your main office? If you've only been here 2 years, where did y'all originate?
It was started by my grandfather in 1963
Okay.
in Knoxville. So if you know anything about Knoxville, the Baxter Avenue interchange, right there sort of in the midst of downtown, that's where home office is. If you know.
Okay.
But it's too close to call it a home office. That's
I
the way
hear
I look
you.
at it. But that's where we are, and then we've got an office in Johnson City, kind of like this one, a little bigger, but we've got those 3 locations, so right up 81.
Good deal. All right. So what kind of insurance coverages do you provide? Is it commercial, residential? What all do you cover?
It's a great question. We do pretty much anything that you would need. Primarily, we do property and casualty for businesses. So if your business needs workers' compensation, automobile, property insurance, those type things, just if you looked at our balance sheet, revenue-wise, that is historically where we've had most of our business. We do have a very good personal lines department. Stanton and his crew. We've got great markets, and what I tell people, the great funny commercials that you see on TV, that's not what we do in the personal lines world. The policies that we sell, the companies we represent, the policies are catered a little more specifically than the good commercial guys, the neighbors, as we say. And high value net worth is something that we really concentrate on and have some policies specific for that, because those coverages need to be tailored a little bit. We do have a benefits department. Andrew and his team, they can do your group benefits, life insurance, things like that. And so that kind of rounds it out. Commercial, personal, and benefits.
And we also do things a lot of people aren't thinking about right now. One of the markets that we're seeing grow, and Andy, correct me, is cyber. That's something a lot of people, it's becoming a generational thing, where people are like, well, we don't need it because we don't do this. Well, the thing is, you do that. And that's where the coverages are coming into play. Things, an example of, you get a fraudulent bill. The bill looks real because there's very smart people doing bad things.
Mm-hmm.
They send you the bill, well, you pay it, and it's, for a company, a $20,000 bill might not be a big deal because they see those all the time. But if that's a fake bill, that can be catastrophic. That's going to fall into the cyber. People don't realize that, right? Well, no, that's under my under. No, that's going to fall into cyber because it comes to that computer. So even policies that you might have a question on, I would encourage you to call. Because one of the things I think the strength is not one person, but the team behind Shafer. And we're okay with telling you, you need to talk to benefits, for example. Lisa Robinette is one of the smartest we've ever met. And she has forgot more on the ride here that I'll ever know about some things with benefits, but she's the person we would go to. So when it comes to those things, that's who we're going to use. And even in this office here, combined, there's over 120 years of insurance experience. So if they've not seen it, they know somebody who has seen it, that's going to go there. And so we would ask, well, what kind of insurance do you do? The answer is yes. Because there's nothing that we're going to say, I'm sorry, we don't do that, and push you out the door. We're going to find the answer or the person that's going to be best for you. Because, I mean, let's be honest, we're in business to service the community. Our first no to you is 100 no's to everybody else, because you're saying, well, they don't do that.
Right.
The answer is we do it. We're going to find you the person that does it the right way, because that's, even if we hand it off, they represent us. It's like I represent Andy Shafer. Like it or not, how I act out these doors represent him and this office, everybody in this office.
Right. And it's interesting you brought up the cyber insurance, because as an association here, our association office of realtors, we recently went through an insurance audit like 4th quarter last year, And that was one of the things that our insurance agent had brought up to us, was the whole cybersecurity thing. I never really thought about it before then, so I think a lot of smaller business owners probably don't think a lot about the cyber.
To not get off on that topic, what we have seen is generational changes in management. So if dad lets it go and son comes in, well, all of a sudden son's like, well, we need way more than we have. And in a world where we're on the internet right now doing your show, everything's based around that. It's changed how we do television, it's changed how we listen to music, it's changed everything we do. But sometimes there's that holdback of, well, we don't do that. Well, the answer is we do. So there's a lot of pieces of insurance that is going to be covered on. That's just one of a plethora of things.
Right.
So the coverage is there. Even if you've never thought about it, it exists, because unfortunately it could happen, and that's why we're here.
And it does happen.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Not that we're instead having to scammer people with insurance, but the thing is, we want to let you have a bad day, not a bad year. So that's what we want to correct and help.
Well, that's a good way to put it. All right, so what makes you all different than the other insurance companies that we have around here?
Well, that's a good question, and it boils down to one word: service. We are local here. We're local in Knoxville. We're local in Johnson City. We don't have a RVP in Nashville or somewhere in North Carolina where we have to get permission for anything. The buck kind of stops with me. If we have a situation or something that comes up and we need to make a decision and have a conversation, we can do it. And we've got great relationships with our insurance carrier partners, being independent like the other independents around here. We do business primarily with 15 to 20 different insurance carriers, and we have a very good relationship with every one of them. We feel like the way we treat them is the way we want to be treated, and we think that that really attracts better service that we get from them, so that translates what we can do for our people, because that's what it boils down to. And it's specifically in this office with Kathy King and Kelly Collins and Betty Hale and Kim Ferguson and Shane. It's a dynamic team. It really is. I'll put them up against anybody and what their capabilities are and the way that they service their clients, and it's fantastic.
Okay.
I trust them with anything.
Well, that's good.
I don't say that about everybody, sorry.
I think one of the things we pride ourselves in is we're going to see you at shows. We're in the community. We're not hard to find, so we answer questions, and we take pride in that, and that's important to us to give that face, because we're not just behind a phone number. You know where we're at.
Right.
And you can get a hold of anybody, and even like Andy said, stops with him, even if he likes it or not. Everybody in the company has his phone number, so
And they use it.
use it. So I think that's our value, is you're going to see us at town, you're going to see us in your church, you're going to see us locally. I always make the joke: if you don't know me, you know my dad. If you don't know my dad, you know my grandparents. And so we're embedded. We're not just here. We're part of it.
It is nationally, it's a trend for folks like us to sell out to larger brokers, most of which are backed by private equity. If you know anything about how private equity works, it's all about the bottom line. It's all about the spreadsheet. Service may or may not come into play, but our unofficial motto is we're a subsidiary of nobody, and we like that.
Yeah. You have a lot more autonomy in what you do and what you don't do,
Exactly right.
when you don't have to answer to somebody else, so. All right, so we talked about you're local here to Morristown, but for those who don't know where you're at, where are you located?
In Knoxville or here?
We're next to Jolly Park. That's
You couldn't say next to Remax.
we're next to Remax.
Throw me a bone.
You got the shirt on. We're next to Remax, but we're next to Jolly Park, because that's what the thing my two daughters are most excited
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Is that we're next to Jolly Park, across from, this is how old I am, the old Lowe's building.
Exactly.
Which is 30 years. But
That's what
we're
I
on
tell
the east.
people.
We're
Is that right?
Yeah, so that's where we're next to. If we want to put it on a geographical, here's where we're on Morris Boulevard, right down from Girls Inc. Forward. We can still smell the chicken plant. We're right down the road from
It's
there.
not near as bad as it
It's
has
not
been.
bad. It's not bad.
It has improved
So,
over time.
it has.
And so we always tell people,
It's
I
not
have
just one
learned,
down.
even though we have a West Morris Boulevard address, you do have to turn onto Calvary Drive to come into the parking lot here. So they are in the same suite of buildings that Remax is in. So we're pretty easy to find. Anything else you wanna throw out there for people to know?
If you need anything insurance-wise, call us, let us know. I've mentioned who the team is. They're here, they're local, they're here to serve. They've got the full backing of the Shafer team, which is, I guess, 52 people now. And so we've got some resources and markets, and our only goal is to make insurance understandable and do what it's supposed to do, which is protect you and do it with a smile and good service.
And that was a good.
Somebody is
Is that
here,
good? Okay, good. Thank you.
somebody's
I've never
here
done
from
that.
8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. Somebody is in office 8:30 to 5. If you message or have one of our numbers, our cards, I'll have our cell phone number. That might, after hours might be a different time, but from that time, I can guarantee somebody will be here outside holidays.
Okay, good deal. Well, thank you all so much for
Thank you.
agreeing to be on here and letting us learn a little bit more about you.
Thank you.
Thank you, neighbor.
All right.